Financial psychology, the extraction system. Most people believe money problems are income problems. They're not. They're behavioral problems. The financial system doesn't collapse people by force. It collapses them by predictability. And predictable humans are cheap. Stoic philosophers understood this long before credit cards existed. The man who cannot govern himself will always be governed by someone else. Money is not controlled by intelligence, it is controlled by emotional regulation. That's the first illusion to kill. The first lie about money. You were taught that money is a tool. That's incomplete. Money is a feedback system. It rewards patience and punishes urgency. The problem is simple. Human psychology is urgent by default. Fear accelerates decisions, desire compresses time, ego ignores downside, and every one of those states is monetizable. Machiavelli would call this an incentive imbalance. Modern finance calls it consumer behavior. Different language, same extraction. Why the system doesn't need to cheat you. The system doesn't need corruption to win. It only needs impatience, comparison, emotional volatility. When you rush, prices rise. When you flex, debt expands. When you panic, spreads widen. Nothing illegal happened. You volunteered. This is the core of financial psychology. Loss rarely comes from bad math. It comes from bad timing caused by emotion. Debt is not the problem. Impulse is. Debt is often framed as the villain. That's convenient. It hides the real cause. Debt is not power. Debt is permission. Permission to consume before earning. Permission to feel rich before being solvent. Permission to confuse lifestyle with leverage. The moment debt becomes emotional relief instead of strategic leverage, ownership reverses. You don't own the debt owns your future attention, and attention is the real currency. The Stoic frame. Attention is wealth. Marcus Aurelius didn't write about money markets, but he understood scarcity better than Wall Street. What you attend to shapes what you become. If your attention is captured by short-term pleasure, social comparison, or fear of missing out, your financial outcomes will mirror that chaos. Markets don't punish ignorance, they punish reactivity. The calm actor always outlasts the clever one. The extraction loop. Here is the loop most people never see. Emotional stimulus, accelerated decision, short-term relief, long-term cost, rationalization, repeat. Advertising doesn't sell products, it sells urgency. Limited time, don't miss out, everyone else is doing it. Machiavelli would smile at this. Why argue with people when you can rush them? Why financial education often fails. Most financial advice assumes a rational actor. That actor does not exist. Humans don't act on spreadsheets. They act on feelings, then justify with math later. This is why budgets fail, diets fail, investment plans collapse during volatility. The enemy is not complexity, it's emotional leakage, and the system is built to provoke it. Comparison, the silent tax. Comparison is the most expensive habit you have. It forces lifestyle inflation, premature upgrades, and invisible competition. You are not trying to be wealthy, you are trying to not feel behind. That distinction ruins lives. Machiavelli warned that status anxiety destabilizes republics. Modern finance exploits it at scale. If your spending decisions are socially motivated, you are paying a tax you never see. Why the rich seem boring. Here's a pattern no one likes to admit. People with durable wealth look dull. They delay, they repeat, they ignore trends, they say no often. That's not personality, that's defensive psychology. They are not smarter, they are less reactive. Stoicism in practice looks boring because it removes drama. Drama is expensive. Control the reaction, control the outcome. Every financial mistake starts the same way, a spike in emotion. Fear tells you to sell low, greed tells you to buy late, ego tells you to overextend. The market doesn't need to trick you, it waits for you to trick yourself. This is not a moral issue, it's a systems issue. If you do not manage your internal state, external systems will monetize it.
The uncomfortable reality is this: the smarter you are, the more dangerous money becomes. Not because intelligence is a weakness, but because intelligence creates better justifications. Smart people don't panic blindly, they panic convincingly. They build narratives, they explain away losses, they rationalize bad timing as strategy, and the system loves them for it. Why intelligence loses money. Average people make obvious mistakes. Smart people make defensible ones. They overestimate their ability to time markets, predict trends, outthink incentives. Machiavelli warned that clever men often destroy themselves by believing rules don't apply to them. Financial psychology confirms it. High intelligence increases susceptibility to overconfidence bias. The smarter the mind, the more elegant the excuse. Loss doesn't arrive as failure. It arrives as temporary drawdown, learning experience, or calculated risk. And ego stays intact. Capital doesn't. Identity, the most expensive asset you own. Money doesn't drain from accounts, it drains from identity. You don't buy the car, you buy the signal. You don't upgrade the lifestyle, you upgrade the story you tell about yourself. And stories are costly. The moment your spending protects your self-image, you've lost objectivity. Stoicism calls this attachment to externals. Modern finance calls it lifestyle inflation. Different words, same leak. The status trap. Status is relative, wealth is absolute, but humans chase relative position. That's the flaw. When your financial decisions are motivated by visibility, you enter a race with no finish line. There will always be someone younger, someone richer, someone louder. And trying to keep up forces premature risk. This is not competition, it's self-liquidation. Machiavelli observed that rulers fell not from poverty, but from the need to appear powerful. The same applies to individuals. Ego versus capital. Ego wants recognition now. Capital wants silence and time. Ego announces. Capital accumulates. Ego demands proof. Capital compounds. Every time ego wins, time loses. And time is the only multiplier that matters. The wealthy are not patient by nature, they are trained. They learned, often painfully, that emotion is a tax. Volatility is a psychological event. Markets don't move people. Feelings about markets do. Volatility exposes who has internal control and who outsourced it to price movement. Fear turns temporary loss into permanent exit. Greed turns momentum into overexposure. Stoicism trains one muscle relentlessly, the ability to observe without reacting. That is not passive, that is dominance. If you cannot remain calm when numbers move against you, you do not own the position owns you. The shift from earner to owner is the psychological line that changes everything. Earners trade time for money. Owners trade delay for leverage. Most people stay earners because waiting feels like losing, but waiting is where power accumulates. Owners are willing to look wrong early, quiet late, and invisible for long periods. That is not luck, that is emotional discipline. The Stoic exit strategy. Stoicism doesn't teach you how to make money, it teaches you how to stop losing it by removing urgency, comparison, emotional identification with outcomes. When emotion exits the decision, clarity enters. You stop asking, "How do I win faster?" and start asking, "What decision survives the longest?" That single shift changes behavior permanently. The final truth about financial power. Power does not come from knowing secrets. It comes from fewer reactions, longer time horizons, lower need for validation. The system feeds on speed. It starves under patience. Every time you delay an impulse, you reclaim a piece of sovereignty. Every time you refuse to signal, you keep capital. And every time you choose calm over urgency, you exit the extraction system. Money does not reward intelligence, it rewards control. The market doesn't beat you, your emotions do. And until you master them, no amount of income will save you. But once you do, you don't need to win loudly. You just need to last.